The Archimedes Electronica. What it means to live. More horsepower than anything else on the road. The vision of an electric supercar has been realized. Now starting at $120,000. My last video on creating a car for Roblox did not do the greatest compared to some of my other videos, but I enjoyed making it and wanted to make another car. My idea for this car is an EV supercar similar to the F40 in styling. My sketch also has an interesting color combo that I hope to recreate. Anyways, after finishing up in Blender, the sketch is pretty similar, though there are some key differences. To begin with, the wing has slightly different positioning, and the front nose of the car does not hang over the front intake, if you will, in the picture. And there's no exhaust because the car is an EV, unlike the car in the sketch. Importing the car into Roblox made me face a plethora of issues. To begin with, for some reason, the body of the car was getting moderated, so I couldn't use it, as it would not appear. The second issue I faced was that A chassis did not really have an electric tuning option. To be clear, A chassis is what I'm using as a base for my car, and that's going to be how the car moves. But anyways, to fix that issue, I moved some vertices just enough so that the mesh was different, and re-imported the car. The no electric support in the base A chassis required more work, though. After inspecting the cars in the Roblox toolbox that were EVs, there were a few different routes that had been taken to make the car seem electric. One was to modify one of the scripts so that it would display that it was in drive instead of showing what gear you were in. But I didn't end up opting for that option, as whenever I tried to implement it, the car would break. The other route, the one that I chose, was to take a heavily modified version of A chassis that had electric motor support. I'd found this and decided to use it. This makes the car act as if it were an electric vehicle, and overall works pretty well. I will now cover the driving of my vehicle. I had taken the tune from an electric race car that I found, so everything is the same in my car as that car except for the brakes. After a bit of testing, I found that the brakes in the tune were quite weak relative to the car's speed and acceleration capabilities. The car severely suffers wheel spin issues, though, and it's not surprising as the car is absolutely ridiculous and can go 0 to 200 back to 0 miles an hour in what I would estimate to be about 15 seconds. The car loves to slide and can make many great controlled drifts or slides at good speeds, but this sliding does pose an issue for handling, as at lower speeds, the car can be quite hard to control as it has much more to give and wants to accelerate. At higher speeds, though, the car is a different story. The car sticks to the pavement, and I found that the car handles the highway I built better than some of the GTRs I tuned exactly for the purpose of highway racing. I will now do a lap at Garwood to see its time. I am expecting that the car will go pretty fast around the track, but I'm worried as the wheel spin issues could pose some difficulties for me. So, the car got a time of 52.26 seconds. This is way faster than the last car I made, but that was a very hard time to get, and the lap wasn't even that great, which was impressive, I guess, seeing how fast the car was. But anyways, earlier I said the car suffered wheel spin and oversteer issues. That was made especially apparent during the track test, where it was hard to keep the car on the track. The car would love to slide, and you'd end up in the grass or in a tree if you weren't careful. I am pleased with the car, though there are some things I would change if I could. I'll cover those and what I think is better in the final product now. The thing I wish I could change is the color of the spoiler, or the lip at the rear end of the car, but due to me having to edit the mesh so that the car body would not keep getting moderated for some reason, I changed the part to be part of the actual car body and not the duotone area. The thing that I turned out better were the wheels. The wheels in the game are much more modern looking and less basic than the wheels I made in a drawing, but I guess that's to be expected. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, I would love any support as I have put a lot of work into this video, and I hope to make more of these in the future. Thank you, and goodbye.